rave reviews from real Rover users. Our fur family had the
What you doing? Leave it alone. This is live in effect. Got thing all in the camera.
If my people will humble themselves and pray, seek my face and turn from their ways, then I will heal from Shammai.
That's not right. It's gonna be like this.
Give that transgression
right.
heal.
Listen, this is the way we're gonna do it. If that's the way it's gonna be.
If my people will turn from pride and shame,
Don't touch my stuff. Go on. It's okay. Well, you should have came in here and did it. No, leave it alone.
If their eyes will turn from evil ways and follow me all of their days, if their lips will speak with truth and care, then I will draw near and answer their prayer. If my people will humble themselves and pray, seek my face and turn from their ways, then I will hear from Shammah above, forgive their transgression and heal their land with love.
You see this from last
And my people seek me with firm intent, in return from the past they win. If they revere my name with song and praise, and sing my esteem from day to day, if they acknowledge their ways and cry out to me, and guard my true heart and wait on me patiently, then from Shammah their cries I will hear above and pour out forgiveness, healing and love. If my people will humble themselves and pray, seek my face and turn from their ways, then I will hear from Shammah above, forgive their transgression and heal their land with love. And my people will turn from lies and greed and trust my counsel in every need. If they turn from darkness to my light and their thoughts remain steadfast in my sight, if they delight in my word and my cottage ways and pursue me diligently all of their days, then I will heal, forgive and restore, for my love and commitment endures forevermore. If my people will humble themselves and pray, seek my face and turn from their ways, then I will hear from Shammah above, forgive their transgression and heal their land with love. Don't do it.
What's up? What's up? What's up? How y'all doing this morning? Y'all doing all right this morning? We struggling with our thing this morning, so my thing is going to be I don't know how my thing is going to be this morning, but we hope it turns out to be well. Hopefully everything will turn out to be all right this morning. But how y'all doing this afternoon? This is happy Sabbath day. Happy Sabbath day. This is the day that the Most High have made, so let us be glad and rejoice in it this morning. I hope everybody's doing well this morning. I hope the Most High really truly blessed you over and abundantly with love, kindness, and joy. I hope your week has been a great week. I hope the Most High have really truly blessed you over and abundantly with love, kindness, and joy this morning, this week. I hope your week has been a great week. You know, I really truly hope it has been. You know what I mean? But you know, like and subscribe on YouTube. I am from Atlanta. I'm from Georgia. I'm in the U.S. of A. That's where I'm from. But my week has been a pretty good week. What's up, my brother Greg on Facebook Live? How y'all doing? But my week has been a pretty good week this week. I really can't complain too much. One thing I've learned though in life right now, right, is that even though your mind may say that you're young, your body tells you how old you are and how old you are getting. The mind tells you, your body tells you that, yes, you're wearing out. You're getting old. What's up from Zimbabwe? Zambia. I'm sorry, Zambia. How y'all doing? How y'all doing out there? You know, but the Most High tells you, your body tells you how old you are. Your body tells you how old you are. You know, and you got to just make sure that you're able to adjust according to your body and get your mind right and understand that, hey, I may not be able to do all the things I used to do, but I'm going to do what I can do. But let us go ahead and get started this morning. I am a Hebrew channel. I do believe in the word of Yahuwah. And I believe in the Bible. I'm teaching the Bible, the Biblio. From the way the Most High teaches me, everybody don't have the same viewpoints or the same way of teaching, but I teach straight from the Bible. And the Most High gives me experiences, and he teaches me what he wants me to teach on Saturday through my experiences of the week, okay? But let us go ahead and go to the book of Exodus, chapter 21 through 17. And it reads that Anani spake all these words, saying, I am Yahuwah, the Anani, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. And thou shalt have no other Ananias before me, and thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in the heavens above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, or serve them, for I, Yahuwah, the Anani, am a jealous Anani, visiting the iniquities of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandment. Thou shalt not take the name of Yahuwah, the Anani, in vain, for Yahuwah will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of Yahuwah, the Anani. And in it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy sons, nor thy daughter, thy manservants, nor thy maidservants, nor thy cattle, nor thy strangers that is within thy gates. For in 6 days Yahuwah made the heaven and earth, the sea and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day, and hallowed it. Honor thy fathers and thy mothers, that thy days be long upon the land which Yahuwah thy Anani giveth thee. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adulteries, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbors, and thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house, and thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservants, nor his maidservants, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. Okay, so let us go ahead and pray this morning. O creators of the heavens and earth, of our radiance and vibrations, soften the grounds of our beings and carve out a space with us where your presence can abide. Fill us with your creativity so that we can be empowered to bear fruits of our mission. Let each of our actions bear fruits in accordance with our desires, with your purpose for our life. Bestow us with the wisdom of produce, and share what each being needs to grow and flourish. Untie the tangled thread of destiny that binds us as we release others from the entanglement of past mistakes. Do not let us be seduced by that, be seduced by that which distracted from our true purpose. But illuminate the opportunities of present moments, for you are the ground and the fruitful vision, the creator and power and fulfillment, as all is gathered and made whole once again. So let it be. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you all are. Good afternoon, oh, good day, good day, good day. Yes, yes, yes. If you could turn to the book of First Samuel. Turn to the book of First Samuel, chapter 8 this morning or this afternoon or whatever time you are. Give me some times on where y'all are so I can make sure I can address you on what time you are in. Give me some time frames on where you are. Zambia, let me know. First Samuel chapter 8 verses 10 through 18. 10 through 18, and the key verse is going to be 18. The key verse is verse 18. And it reads, and ye shall call, and ye shall cry out in that day because of your king, which ye shall have chosen you, and Yahuwah will not hear you in that day. Listen to that again. And ye shall cry out in that day because of your king, which ye shall have chosen you, and Yahuwah will not hear you in that day. Okay, if I may give a title to teachings today, the title of the teachings today is The Most High Told Us, but we didn't listen. But we did not listen. The Most High told us, but we did not listen. All right? If I may give 2 words today, the 2 words today is manner. Manner is dealing with a person's behaviors or character. And it means, manner is a 12th century word. It means fashion. It means method. It means manner. It means way or appearance. It means bearing customs. Manner also means a way of performing or executing practices, right? And it also means, that's what it means. It's a 12th century word, okay? So now also the word selfish is a 16th century word. The word selfish is a 16th century word. It means regarding one's own interests chiefly or solely. It means influence in an action by a view to private or advantages. It caring only for self, characteristics of one who cares only or chiefly for his own personal pleasures. Okay? So now, when we're starting to look at the book of First Samuel, the books of Samuel in itself, it's talking about Samuel was an anointed prophet or a spiritual leader for the children of Israel. And he was guiding the children of Israel through the spiritual guidance from the Most High on how they should conduct themselves, on how things should be, how things was to be. And same was their spiritual guidance, the physical spiritual guidance that the Most High was speaking through to the children of Israel. And the children of Israel did not have a king, they did not have a ruler, because Samuel was be their spiritual guidance in the physical form. He will be their interpreter or their prophetess for the children of Israel during this time, right? As Samuel was on the earth. But as Samuel gotten older, they knew that Samuel would have to appoint somebody to rule over the children of Israel. And the children of Israel were saying, we know that your sons was not capable of ruling over us, because the simple fact is your children or your offsprings was disobedient. They was not righteous people. So now when the children of Israel was saying that about the Saul's children, he was saying to them, they were saying to Samuel, hey, we need a leader. We need to be like a king, like all other nations of people, right? And that was one of the most heartening things that the children of Israel could have ever said, is that we want to be like all other nations of people. And the reason why it was saddened, because the Most High separated the children of Israel from all the other nations of people. He did not want the children of Israel to be like any other nation of people, but to be like themselves. He wanted to be the ruler and leader over the children of Israel. He did not want a king to rule over them, right? Because he separated the children of Israel from all other nations. And that's something that we as the children of Israel have to understand. Because it says this in Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. It says, ye are a holy people who belong to Yahuwah, your Anani. He chose you to be his own special possession out of all the nations on the earth. So the children of Israel, they was not supposed to have a physical ruler. They was not supposed to have a male or a man to rule over them, because the Most High understood that man would fail them. Man would fail them in ways that the Most High would not fail them. So that was the reason why the Most High wanted. He didn't want them to have a ruler, because he was the children of Israel rulers himself. So, but at some point in time, because Samuel was getting older, his sons was disobedient, they came to Samuel and said, hey, we need a ruler. We need a king. Because it says this in 1 Samuel chapter 8, verse 5. And it says, and said unto him, Samuel, behold, thou art old, and thy sons walk not in thy ways. Now make us a king to judge us like all the nations. And so when we started to look at that, right, and I was doing a little research in it this week, this is very disrespectful to the Most High when you know that you are the Most High's chosen people, right? You know that you are the Most High's anointed people. You know that you have been chosen from the Most High, right? But you tell the Most High and his prophets, you want to be ruled by someone else. You don't want the Most High to rule over you. You don't want the Most High to guide and lead you. This was very disrespectful. This was very dishonorable. This was very ludicrous, if I may say, because this same spiritual deity, creator deity, brought you out of the land of Egypt, brought you out of all your situations, and now here you are saying to him and his prophets that you don't want them to rule over you anymore. This is the situation that is going on in actuality, is that they said, hey, now make us like all the other nations, when he separated you from all the other nations of people. When the Most High separated you from all the other nations of people, and he did all these miraculous acts for you, now you're coming to him and saying, hey, I want to be like all the other people that you're trying to separate me from. How does that look? How does that seems to be when the Most High, have actually separated us from all these other people, but now we're turning around telling him, hey, I want to be like everybody you separated me from. What kind of emotions, what kind of anger, what kind of ideas did it put in his head or his spiritual mind, or whatever, however you could say it? How did it actually make the Most High feel at that moment? All the things that he done done, now you saying, hey, I don't want you to do anything for me. I want a man to rule over me. I want a man to go out and fight for me. I want a man to do this, and I want a man to do that. After all the things that the Most High did, now you tell the Most High, no, I don't want it anymore. How do you think the Most High actually felt? Because it says this in Exodus chapter 20, verses 17. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. And what he was saying in that verse is that you should not want anything that desires from your neighbor. You should not want to be, act, or have anything that your neighbor has. Because I will give you everything that you need. So now in the midst of us saying we want what our neighbors have, we want everything that our neighbor have. Now he's actually finna give us what our neighbors got. Now, can we actually complain for what we get when we ask for it? Can we actually complain? Can we be mad about what actually takes place in our life when he set us aside to give us everything that he wanted us to have, but we were so incontent with that. So now he's starting to give us what our hearts desires. And our heart's desires was to be like other nations of people. So now when we want to be like other nations of people, we're going to have the same type of rulership that other nations of people have. Now, how can we complain about it? How can we be upset about it? How can we, as a nation of people, be disgruntled because we're asking for the same things that he gave us? Because he's given us what we asked for. And the thing about it is, Samuel got upset because the simple fact is, Samuel was thinking that they was rejecting Samuel, but in actuality, they wasn't rejecting Samuel, they was rejecting the Most High. When you tell the Most High, I want a king to rule over me, like all other nations, that means that you don't want to follow the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. You want to do what you want to do, how you want to do it, the way you want to do it, and you want to follow man's law and not the Most High law. So how can you be upset when you get what you deserve? Because the Most High told us what we was going to get, but we didn't even listen to what he said. We didn't take heed to it. So now once we start to get what he said, we can't even complain, but deal with the situation. That's what we got to do. We got to deal with the situation. Or we got to just repent and ask the Most High to forgive us for what we've done wrong. That's why he tell us not to vote. That's why he tell us not to put other nations of people over us, because they're not going to do or be according to the way the Most High want them to be. They're only going to go after their own physical desires. And even when we look at today's society, and I'm going to get ready to get started in a few minutes, but let me go through a couple of things I want you to understand, because here in the U.S., 77 million people or more voted for the president that we have today, right? 77 million people. That means that majority of the population voted for the guy that we have in. The majority of the people who voted for the guy who's in office today, right? Okay, I did something, right? Everybody who voted said, hey, we want this guy in office. We want this guy to represent us. We want this guy to be our ruler. We want this guy to lead and guide us, right? I Googled some. I said, why didn't Trump go into the military? Donald Trump did not serve in the military during the Vietnam War due to a combination of 4 student deferments and a 1968 medical deferment for bone spurs. He received 5 deferments in total, allowing him to avoid the draft. He was deemed medically unfit for service, with reports suggesting a doctor provided diagnosis as a favor to his father. Let me read that over again. Donald Trump did not serve in the military during the Vietnam War due to combinations of 4 student deferments and a 1968 medical deferment for bone spurs. He received 5 deferments in total, allowing him to avoid the draft. He was deemed medically unfit for service, with reports suggesting a doctor provided the diagnosis as a favor to his father. Okay? Then it says this. The medical deferment, after graduating, he was diagnosed with bone spurs, calcium deposits in his heel, which was classified as a 1Y medical deferment, making him available for services only in a national emergency. That means that he was not he would not be able to go to the military, right? Then it says this. Now we see why Donald Trump can't go to the military, didn't go to the military and fight, right? I said, how has Trump benefited from the U.S. population? Donald Trump has benefited from the U.S. population primarily through direct financial gains. And I want you to hear the articles that I'm reading. And then I want you to hear why the Most High said, do not appoint anybody over you. And I want you to understand the consequences of when you appoint a man over you. Okay, it says Donald Trump has benefited from the U.S. population primarily through direct financial gains, increased business at his properties, and strong political support, with estimators suggesting he has made over $1.4 billion to nearly $4 billion during his presidencies. Supporters and special interests have boosted his wealth through campaign donation, purchasing merchandise, and attending events, often as a way to curry favor while he has continued to benefit from his business's empire. Understanding when I said manner, a man's manner is how he conducts himself in certain situations, right? Then I said the word selfish means regarding one's own interests chiefly or solely, influenced in action by a view to private advantages, caring only for self. He have made up to $4 billion during his presidency. Okay. Financial and property gains. Supporters and special interests have contributed to his personal income by holding events, galas, and stay at Trump properties generating hundreds of millions, including at least 105 million point eight from new projects since 2022. Okay, let me read you another one. How has Trump family benefited from his presidency? Based on reports as of early 2026, the Trump family has significantly monetized his presidency, generating over $2 billion in revenue through foreign investments, crypto ventures, and luxury brand licensing. Key benefits include a $2 billion investment on Saudi's controlled funds, $1 billion from crypto ventures, World Liberty Financials, payments from foreign governments, raising ethics concerns. So this man is making billions and billions and billions of dollars during his presidency, right? Self-gain, self-interest, right? His family is making $2 billion, right? Okay. This is all public records. Is the U.S. government funding Mar-a-Lago in Florida every time Trump visits? Yes. The U.S. government funds various aspects of President Trump's visit to Mar-a-Lago, though the money goes towards security and logistics rather than funding the result itself. Operational costs. The vast majority of spending goes to the Department of Defense and the Department of Homeland Security for operating Air Force One, Coast Guard patrol, and transporting armed vehicles. Okay. Yes, as of March 2026, U.S. government pay for costs associated with President Trump's frequent visit to Mar-a-Lago, primarily through security and logistic expenses, while the government does not fund the results operations for taxpayers. Money flows to the property for rooms and services used by federal government. We're actually paying for the facilities of Mar-a-Lago. So that means that by the time that he finished with his presidency, Mar-a-Lago probably would be paid off. And his family benefited from that, right? This is selfish gain, but this is his behavior, right? The U.S. raised the age of reenlistment soldiers. Yes. The United States Army officially raised its maximum enlistment age from 35 to 42, effective April the 20th, on my birthday, 2026. This policy change applies to both new recruits and those with prior military service, as well as applicants for the Army Reserve and National Guard. Reason for the change. The move is intended to broaden the recruitment pool to meet talent needs, specifically seeking more seasoned professionals and those with technical skills. It also aligns the Army with other branches like the Air Force and Space Force. But also, they're doing a campaign to be able to bring in new recruits because what was going on over in the Far East. He's enlisting soldiers to go into the military to fight a war that he didn't want to go fight with Vietnam. He felt like he didn't need to go fight for Vietnam. He didn't need to go fight for the country. Sound like somebody like Saul who didn't want to go fight Goliath. But David went to go fight Goliath. But Saul, the president who the people voted for, didn't go fight Goliath. Who the people wanted didn't go fight Goliath. But Saul sent his military to go fight Goliath and go fight in all the other wars. Waivers for marijuana as part of the same regulations updated Army Regulations 601-210. The Army removed the requirement for a formal waiver for individuals with a single conviction for marijuana possession or drug charges. So they just dropping cases just to get people in the military to fight. The same person who did not want to go fight in Vietnam now is raising the age so that we can get people to go fight this war that we're getting ready to go fight with Iran. The new draft mandate. Proposed changes to the United States military draft selective service registration in the year 2025 aims to modernize registration, including discussions on automating registration for 18 years old males, potentially expanding requirements to include women. The current system requires men aged 18 to 25 to register for, and these proposals aim to improve compliance and readiness for military service. Understand everything that I just told you about. 77 million people voted for him. People are today still happy that he's in office. Understanding that this person is still conducting business in the manner in which he benefits the most. This man is now $4 billion richer. His family is $4 billion richer before he got into office. But this is the man that we voted for to go into office, right? A very self-centered person, right? But let's dive into it. 1 Samuel chapter 8. Verse 10. Because what was actually happening is the Most High was very upset with the people because they refused the Most High's leadership and his prophet who he chose. So the Most High gave them what they wanted. The Most High give you a choice. You have a choice. Either you can serve the Most High, you cannot serve the Most High. And when you choose not to serve the Most High, you can't reap the rewards of what the Most High is going to give, what you want, what you think the Most High deserves to give you. That don't work that way. Either you serve him or you don't serve him. Like it says this in Joshua chapter 24, right? Verse 15. And everybody familiar with this verse. It says, and if it seems evil unto you to serve Yahuwah, choose you this day whom you will serve. Whether the gods which your fathers served that was on the other side of the flood, or the God of the Amorites, whom land ye dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve Yahuwah. See, Joshua didn't need no man to teach him how to serve Yahuwah. He didn't need no intermediate man to help him to serve Yahuwah. Joshua had a direct connection with Yahuwah. That's why the veil was cut, so that you didn't need a man to help you serve Yahuwah. But let us go in 1 Samuel chapter 8, verse 10. Because now what's actually getting ready to happen is The Most High is getting ready to tell Samuel, hey, this is the type of person that they're going to have to serve, who's going to lead them and rule them. And they need to truly understand what type of person this guy is in his leadership role. And he was being very specific, and they needed to understand the type of leadership that they was going to have. And a lot of times today, I don't think we understand the leadership that we have and who we put over our life as a representative. Because they can tell us some sweet nothings in our ear, we think that they have our best interest at heart. But in actuality, they don't. Because it says this, and Samuel told all the words of Yahuwah unto the people that asked of him a king. Samuel was having a conversation with the people. He said, okay, now this is the type, you want a king for yourself, right? And they're like, yeah, we want a king. That's why they said, that's why it sounds the same. Who do you want? You want Barabbas or you want Yahshua the HaMashiach or Jesus the Christ? They said, crucify Jesus the Christ and let us have Barabbas. They was wanting something physical and not nothing spiritual to lead and guide them. They wanted Barabbas because he was a man that could go in there and tear things up and create riots and be able to want to fight the people in the physical sense. But they didn't want the spiritual Jesus Christ that can transform them mentally and emotionally and spiritually. They didn't want to be transformed emotionally through the mental and the spiritual. They wanted to just be transformed through the physical. That's what that story is all about. They wanted Barabbas because he was a warrior. He was a physical warrior. He was a rah. They didn't want Yahshua the HaMashiach who can deal with you mentally. He wanted to change your mind mentally first before you did anything. He wanted to change your way of thinking. He wanted the way you change your way of seeing things. He wanted to change everything about your thought process. But see, they didn't want Yahshua the HaMashiach. They didn't want the Most High in this section right here. They wanted something physical. They wanted something tangible. They didn't want to be led spiritually. They just wanted to be led physically, but on the inside of their bodies, they was corrupt. They was tore up. That's why the title of this text say, the Most High told us, but we did not listen. That's why he said today, choose this day whom you will serve. Either you will serve money or you will serve me. You can't serve two masters. You got to choose who you're going to serve, who you're going to follow. That's what you got to do, and it ain't no ifs, ands, and buts about it. Because the moment you find out who you're really going to serve, it's going to tell you the type of character that person has. Right? Because in verse 11 it says, and he said this would be the manner of the king that shall reign over you. He will take your son. Listen to this. Listen to this. He would take your sons and appoint them for himself, for his chariots, and to be his horsemen, and some shall run before his chariots. He said this is going to be a ruler that will be an opportunity to take advantage of his own people. And there's nothing that they can actually do about it. It says he will take, not appoint, he will take your sons and appoint them for himself. That means that he's going to draft them. He's going to make them serve him for his intended purpose, for your children's life. Their life is no longer their life. Their life now and their purpose now is to serve the physical man. But the Most High only wants us to serve him and do our will and our purpose for humanity. Okay? Then it says in verse 12. No, let us go to verse back to 11, because I want us to understand something. The character of the king. The character of the king. The character of the king is to do what? Because it says this in verse 11. And he said this would be the manner, the character of the king that shall reign over you. The mentality, the mindset of the king is very, Saul was very selfish king. He wanted to be lifted up. He wanted to rule. That's why he got mad when they said Saul killed hundreds and David killed tens of thousands. Because Saul's mindset was more about Saul and his selfishness about his position than anything else. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 17. Verse 14 through 20, because we need to understand. When you choose a man to rule over you, you got to understand that man come with flaws. Right? It says, when thou art come unto the land which Yahuwah thy Adonai giveth thee, and shall possess it, and shall dwell therein, and shall say, I will set a king over me, like as all the nations that are about me, thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom Yahuwah thy Adonai chooses. See, Adonai didn't choose Saul. The people chose Saul. The people wanted a king. Then it says, one from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a king, thou shalt not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. But he shall not multiply, listen. But he shall not multiply thy horses. He shall not multiply horses to himself, nor cause the people to return to Egypt, meaning bondage, to the end that he should multiply horses. For as much as Yahuwah has said unto you, ye shall henceforth return no more that way. That means to be serving man. You should never serve no man. Then it says, neither shall he multiply wives to himself, that his heart turn not away. Neither shall he greatly multiply to himself silver and gold. Listen to that. Neither shall he multiply wives to himself, that his heart turn not away. Neither shall he greatly multiply to himself silver and gold. Based on reports as early as 2026, the Trump family has significantly monetized his presidency, generating over $2 billion in revenue through foreign investments, crypto ventures, and luxury brand licensing. Key benefits include a $2 billion investment from Saudi-controlled funds. But the Most High said this right here, neither shall he greatly multiply to himself silver and gold. And it shall be when he sitteth upon the throne of his kingdom, that he shall write him a copy of this law in a book out of that which is before the priest of the Levi. Okay, listen to this part again. And it shall be when he sitteth upon the throne of his kingdom, that he shall write him a copy of this law in a book out of that which is before the priest of the Levi. Listen to this. The God Bless the USA Bible is a 2025 campaign promote. $59.99 King James Version, endorsed by Donald J. Trump, in partnership with singer Lisa Greenwood. It features synthetic leather and a U.S. flag cover, and includes American founding documents like the Constitution, Bill of Rights, and the Declaration of Independence. According to the 2024 financial disclosure, Donald Trump earned $300,000 in royalties from endorsing the God Bless the USA Bible. But it says this. It shall be when he sitteth upon the thrones of his kingdom, that he shall write him a copy of this law in a book out of that which is before the priest of the Levites. And it shall be with him, and he shall read therein all the days of his life, that he may learn to fear Yahuwah his Ananai, to keep all the words of this law and these statutes to do them, that his heart be not lifted up above his brethren, and that he turn not aside from commandments to the right or to the left, to the ends that he may prolong his days in his kingdom, he and his children in the midst of Israel. Everything that the Most High told us not to do, reason why not to appoint somebody over us, is the reason why these things are happening today. We chose somebody who wasn't a brother. We chose somebody who wasn't for the nation of Israel. We chose a person to do all these things. Now he don't gain personal gain from that situation. Okay, let us go to Second Chronicles. (32) 25 and 26. But Hezekiah rendered not again according to the benefits done unto him, for his heart was lifted up. Therefore there was wrath upon him and upon Judah and Jerusalem. Notwithstanding, Hezekiah humbled himself for the pride of his heart, both he and the inhabitants of Jerusalem, so that the wrath of Yahuwah came not upon them in the days of Hezekiah. What you finna say?
He made $1 billion from his cryptocurrency ventures with the coin.
Made
Early 2026,
1 billion off cryptocurrency.
exceeding 1.2 billion
Right,
to promote his chief crypto advocates.
right.
I'm sorry, I just
No, it's okay. I'm glad you put the input in. But it says this, but Hezekiah rendered not again according to the benefits done unto him, for his heart was lifted up. Therefore there was wrath upon him and upon Jerusalem and Judah and Jerusalem. See, when we have a king, right, or a ruler that's basically for his benefit, right, it affects us as his people because we serving him. But he's going to serve himself upon us. So he's going to gain. He's going to gain tremendous wealth because of that. But we chose this. We chose this. We asked to have a king. We asked Saul to rule over us. Regardless of what the Most High was doing for us, we asked Saul to rule over us. So now this is the benefits of what Saul is doing. We can't get mad about it. We just got to understand it. Daniel chapter 5. Verses 20 through 23. It says, when his heart was lifted up and his mind hardened in pride, he was deposed from his kingly throne, and they took his glory from him. He was driven from the sons of men, and his heart was like the beast, and his dwelling was with the wild asses, and they fed him with grass like ox, and his body was wet with the dew of heaven, till he knew that the Most High God ruled in the kingdom of men, that he appointed over it whomever he will. And thou, his son, Belshazzar, had not humbled thy heart, though thou knewest all this. See, when you have a Proverbs 16 and 18. Now, what YouTube done did, right? YouTube don't stop my algorithm from coming. YouTube don't stop people from coming on my page. Okay, but it said Proverbs 16 and 18, it says, pride goes before destruction and a haughty spirit before a fall. See, most I hate pride for people thinking that they did this and they did that and they did this and they did that. Just like Pharaoh in Egypt. Pharaoh in Egypt had the same mindset. He had the same behavior. He had the same characteristics. Thinking that he was in control, and in actuality, he wasn't in control. That's why the Most High was putting out those plagues upon Egypt to show Pharaoh that he was not ruling. To show Pharaoh he wasn't doing what he thought he was doing. It was all a divine and a great setup, because the simple fact is the Most High was trying to show the people in the population who was actually in control. But as us as people, sometimes because we think we point man over us, the man is in control, but in actuality, the Most High still is in control. Because you can look at the fact that when Moshe was talking to Pharaoh, Moses wasn't speaking on this from his own words. Moses was speaking as what the Most High said to say. That's the way that was working. But Pharaoh was speaking from his own accord, his own mindset, his own pride, his own arrogance, his own way of thinking. But it was a divine setup. It was a divine setup to show people who's actually in control of things. And see, that's something that we got to look at. And see, we've been set up. This nation has been set up because we're prideful, we're arrogant, we're boastful, with all these types of things. We think we the greatest nation in the world. We think we this and we think we that, and we think we this and we think we that, and we think we this and we think we that. This is what the Most High said, right? This is what it says in Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 9. We will have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go, every man, everyone into his own country, for her judgment reaches unto the heavens. He didn't heal her because he didn't want to. He healed her because Babylon pride was so arrogant and boastful that they the greatest country in the world. They had the best military in the world, and they got the best of everything. That is the reason why he didn't heal, because the mindset of the people, the leadership. Let's go back to 1 Samuel. Verse 12. And it reads, and he would appoint him captains over thousands. Listen to this. His cabinet. He got a cabinet. He will appoint him captains over thousands and captains over 50s, and he would set them to ear the ground, his ground. Listen to this. And he would set them to ear his ground and to reap his harvest and to make his instruments of war and instruments of his chariots. Everything was the possessions of the king. Everything was a possession of the king. The people didn't belong to themselves no more. Verse 13. And he would take your daughters to be the confectionaries, and to be cooks, and to be bakers. And he would take your fields and your vineyards and your olive yards, even the best of them, to give them to his servants. His job basically was to conquer the people for his benefit. That's the mindset of the people who we choose to rule over us. They're not doing things just like they just had to vote for the Senate or the House of Representatives not to get paid when the government shut down. And I don't know if the bill passed or if it didn't pass, but the simple fact is the House of Representatives are still getting paid when all the other people who work for the government not getting paid. Now, what kind of sense is that? They still part of the government. Why are they getting paid and everybody else not getting paid? He just had to sign an executive order last night to ensure that the TSA workers can get paid and get rearage for not getting paid for the last 2 months because of the airport situation. But why is the House of Representatives getting paid when everybody else is not getting paid? But we voted those people into these positions. But we thinking that they're gonna have their our best interest at heart. But they got to vote. Every year they vote for a pay increase. They got better benefits when it comes to health insurance and life insurance, retirement policies. They got all the access to all the great amenities here in the States. We don't even have those amenities, but they're gaining more than we could ever imagine that they're gaining. Look at the amount of money that they was making when they got into the office and then when they leave office. It's a big total, it's a big difference. But we vote these people into office. We vote these people into positions. I think if they could stay in the office more than 8 years, they get a check for the rest of their life.
He signed an emergency executive order.
He conquering the people through whatever means he need to get what he want. The character of the leader is to conquer, divide and conquer, to take for his benefit and his glory. But these are the people that we put into positions. Let us go to 1 Kings 21:7. And Jezebel his wife said unto him, dost thou now govern the kingdom of Israel? Arise and eat bread, and let thy heart be merry. I will give thee the vineyard of Naboth, the Jezreelite. Now listen, she's going to take this man's property because the king wanted it for his benefit and his glory. Jezebel told her husband, I'm going to take that man's land for you because you the king. Now you can do whatever you want to do, how you want to do it, the way you want to do it. And ain't nobody going to stop you from doing it. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 22, verse 17. It says, but thy eyes and thy heart are not but for thy covetousness, and for to shed innocent blood, and for oppression and for violence to do it. That's the mindset. Why we in the Far East? Why are we over there? For oppression, for violence, and to do it. Micah 2. 1 and 2. Because the person we chose, the person that people chose in the book, they chose a selfish person with the characteristics of selfishness. This person just wanted to conquer, divide, and steal. The Most High told us, but we didn't listen. He told us what we was going to get, but we didn't take heed to it. Because when people voted for this, they was voting for an individual, their own individual personal gain from the situation. They wasn't thinking from a human and a human perspective. They wasn't thinking on that level. They wasn't thinking from a humanity perspective. They was thinking, saying, no, I got this. I'm voting for him because he helped me get an SBA loan. Or he gave me more money in my pocket. That's why I'm voting for him. Not because he was helping the world, not because he was helping the states, even though he had that slogan. it didn't benefit the masses of people. Because everybody's not benefiting from that slogan because now we had deportations. The same people who voted for him are some of the same people that are being deported. So can we actually say that slogan was true? Micah 2, 1 and 2, it says, woe to them that devise iniquities and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hands. Listen to that. Because it is in the power of their hands. And they cover fields and take them by violence. And houses take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. Therefore, thus saith Yahuwah, behold, against this family do I devise an evil, from which ye shall not remove your neck, neither shall ye go haughtily from this time as evil. See? What we think we voted for, what we thought we was getting, is actually, we're getting what we deserve. Because Galatians 6 and 7 says, what does it say in Galatians 6 and 7? Ananias not mocked, for whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also be. It says, be not deceived. Ananias not mocked, for whatever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. Understand that. We're going to reap what we sow because we created a monster. Now the monster is going to be turned back on us. That monster is going to be turned on us. Let us go back to 1 Samuel chapter 8, verse 15. And he said he would take the 10th of your seed and of your vineyards and give it to his officers and to his servants. He would take your manservants and your maidservants and your goodest young man and your asses and put them to his work. He would take the 10th of your sheep, and ye shall be his servants. And ye shall cry out in that day because of your king, which ye have chosen you. And Yahuwah will not hear you in that day. So for all those people who saying, we're praying, we're praying, we're praying, we're praying, the Most High ain't even listening. He's not paying no attention because this is the person that we voted for. This is the person that we wanted. We didn't want the Most High to rule over us. We didn't want the Most High to lead us. We didn't want the Most High to guide us.
Break it down, break it down.
So we're saying, no, we don't want the Most High to be head of our lives. We don't want the Most High to rule over us. So we want to choose a man who we want to rule over us. Okay, so now the Most High said, okay, if you want this man to rule over you, I'm going to give him to you.
And you're going to get what you get.
And exactly, you're going to get what you deserve, and I don't want to hear nothing from you.
Gas high.
I don't want to hear not one single word from you because this is what you asked for. You didn't want me to rule over you. You didn't want me to guide you. You didn't want me to send my prophetess to you to tell you what was going on. No, you didn't want that. So now you want the physical man, so I'm going to give you everything that you asked for. And I don't want to hear not one word from you. Like some people say, take it, take it, take it, take it, take it. Take this, take this, take this, take this. Because you knew this man was evil. You knew what this man was about, but you chose not to. So when Saul was the leader, hey, it ain't nothing you can say, but hey, we're going to take it. It ain't nothing that you can do about it, but take it. And I want you to take it. Shut up. You deserve the whooping that you're going to get. Everything that we get, we deserve it. Because we voted for the man. We asked for this guy. Because we believed in the slogans. We believed in what he was saying. We believed in whatever it was. So now, because we believed in man more than we believed in the Most High, we deserve it. Let me read you 2 or 3 more verses and we're done. That's why you don't vote. That's why you got to be very mindful who you put at the head of your life. That's why you got to be mindful of those things. Yes, it is. New Year approaching, Big Rod. Okay, Psalms 18 and 41. It says, they cried, but there was none to save them. Even Yahuwah, but he answered them not. He answered them not because the simple fact is that they was not. They didn't want the Most High to rule over them. Now, how can you want somebody to come save you and protect you when you don't want that person who you asking to come and protect you and save you to rule over you? It's just like a woman saying, I want a husband, but don't want the husband to guide her or to lead her or to protect her. But she just want the husband for what she want the husband for. That don't make no sense. Either you want all that comes with the package or you don't want none that come with the package. That's something you got to think about. Let us go to Proverbs 1:25 through 28. Proverbs 1:25 through 28. It says, but ye have set at naught all my counsel, and would none of my reproach. I also will laugh at your calamities. I will mock when you fear come when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh as a desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when your distress and anguish come upon you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. For that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of Yahuwah. They would none of my counsel. They despise all of my reproof. Therefore shall they eat the fruits of their own ways and be filled with their own devices. For the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. Listen to that part. For the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of the fools shall destroy them. But whosoever hearken unto me shall dwell safely, and shall be quiet from the fear of evil. Y'all listening to that? Luke, let's go to Micah Micah, I like this verse of Micah 4. Micah 3 and 4. It says, then shall they cry unto Yahuwah, but he will not hear them. He will even hide his face from them at that time, as they have behaved themselves ill in their doings. Thus saith Yahuwah concerning the prophet that make my people error, that bite with their teeth and cry, peace. And he that putteth not into their mouth, they even prepare war against him. Therefore night shall be unto you, that ye shall not have a vision. It shall be dark unto you, that ye shall not divine. The sun shall go down over the prophets, and the day shall be dark over them. Understanding that. And last one, Luke. Luke 13 and 25. When once the master of the house is risen up and shut the door, and ye begin to stand without and to knock at the door, saying, Lord, Lord, open unto us. And he shall answer and say unto you, I know you not which ye are. Then shall they begin to say, we have eaten and drink in thy presence, and thou hast taught in our streets. But he shall say, I tell you, I know you not which ye are. Depart from me, all you workers of iniquity. See, the Most High have told us, but we didn't listen. Just like the Most High told them back in the days. Quit putting man over you. Quit asking them to lead and guide you. When I'm supposed to be your leader, when I'm supposed to be your guide. And when the moment that you choose somebody else to rule over you, you're going to have a selfish ruler that is ruling over you in ways that you don't want before. They be putting up the Baphomet signal, and they be doing so many different things. And you still vote these people in, you put these people into office. But you expect to be, you expect something different than what you're getting. That is mockery. That is foolishness. So the Most High told you what type of character the person was going to be, Saul. He told us that Saul was going to be his character was going to be a conqueror. He was going to use it for his own benefit, for his own purpose, for him to gain from the situation. He knew that Saul wasn't going to be a righteous man. He knew that. But we didn't take heed to it. We just chose Saul because we thought we loved what he was saying. We loved what he presented. We loved that he gave us $20 in our pocket. And that Saul got us in a different predicament. And now we want to try to cry to the Most High, but the Most High said, no, this is something you got to deal with. This is something you chose. This is something that you wanted. Now you're going to have to, you chose this bullet, now you got to bite it and eat on it. He said, I don't want to hear you crying about what your situation is because this is what you wanted, Israel. Now this is what you wanted. This is what you're going to get. And you just got to take it regardless of what it is. Because you did not want to appreciate me for who I was and what I was doing in your life. Because I took you out of Egypt. I did Pharaoh for you. I got you out of bondage. I put you in the promised land. But you gave all that acknowledgement to somebody else. But you did not appreciate what I was doing for you. You saw all the miracles that I've done for you in your life, but you still chose to choose Saul over me. So now since you chose to choose Saul over me, this is what you get. This is your repercussions. So now don't start crying because this is what you decide to receive. When I'm going to send your men to war. And they're going to be perishing in this war because of the simple fact is, this man wanted to go to war. Don't cry when your sons and daughters come home in bags. Don't cry when you ain't got no money to pay your bill. Don't cry when your food is no good and the gas prices are high. Don't cry because this is what you chose from the very beginning because you thought this man was telling you some sweet nothings in your ear. So now he's told you those sweet nothings in your ear and you bit the apple like Eve bit the knowledge of good and evil and put her in a bad situation. So now you're in the same situation as Eve is in. Got kicked out the garden. Got kicked out the presence of Yahuwah because you wanted to do what somebody else told you to do and not what the Most High told you to do. So there ain't really nothing that you could say about it but take the bullet. Take this, take this, take this, take this. That's all it is. Don't cry because your gas price is going up. This is what you wanted. Don't cry because your food going up. This is what you wanted. Don't cry because you done lost over 3, 4, 5 million jobs in the last year. Don't cry because this is what you wanted. Don't cry because there ain't no developments here in the country. This is what you wanted. Don't cry because ain't nothing going the way you thought it was going to go because of what, this is what you wanted. He said, but I told you, but you just didn't listen. You wanted the man to rule over you, but not the great spirit of the universe, not the most high spirit of the universe that controls everything. I showed you how powerful I was when I was in Genesis chapter 1, when I told you I created everything and I put everything in lines and signs for you to be able to understand. I'm that powerful deity. I'm that powerful Most High. But you chose not to listen to that me. You chose to let somebody that I created lead and guide you instead of the Creator himself. So in closing, don't get mad with me because you're in the situation you're in. Get mad with yourself because you voted him in. So that concludes the teaching for today. Huh?
I said it's a double from 2019, 2020 through 20, the end of the other administration to the new administration. It's a double whammy from the sicknesses.
Absolutely.
You're going to see a lot of action. Lances explode.
People passing away.
Yeah. Yeah, you're seeing death all over the place. Listen to this song here.
Our voices crying out in the wilderness. Make straight the path, remove all wickedness. Every valley raised, every hill made low. Let the esteem of Yahuwah in fullness show. Prepare the way, his will shall be done.
Ain't nothing you can do about it. Take this, take this, take this.
He comes to immerse with rule and fire, to cleanse and redeem, to lift us higher. Yahuwah cried by the Jordan stream. Turn back to Yahuwah, be washed and clean. The reign of Shamayim is drawing near. Repent with truth, let Yahusha appear. He said one is coming mightier than I. I'm not worthy to loosen his sandals and tie. He is the light, the word made flesh. Behold the Lamb who takes away death. Prepare the way, his will shall be done. The Lamb of Eluah, the
Hey, I pray that you all have a blessed
The
week.
right time
I
to
pray
take
that the
charge.
Most High spiritually lead and guide you. I pray that the Most High take the fish scales off your eyes. I pray that the Most High let you be able to understand the way He wants you to understand, see the way He wants you to see, speak the way He wants you to speak, and hear the way He wants you to hear. The times that we get ready to go through, it's not going to be easy because we voted Saul in. We wanted Saul to be our leader and not Yahuwah. So we have to endure this until the end. And it ain't nothing that we can do about it. Because He said, my word shall not go out and come back void. So I pray that you just continue to seek the Most High. I pray that you repent of your sins. I pray that you continue to practice the law, statutes, and commandments. And I just pray that you just do His will. And in all these things I pray. In your higher name I pray. So let it be. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Y'all have a blessed one.